Well, I think I had to find my way, in the sense of I had to be an individual in a family of individuals too, because everybody was so kind of distinctive. I was going to have to do my own road. I was going to have to take my own path. Don't forget that I will always love you. Just a reminder to help you pave your pathway.
Hey, I'm Norah Jones, and today I'm playing along with Martha Wainwright.
I'm just playing along with you. I'm just playing along with you.
Hi, I'm Norah Jones. And with me, as always, is Sarah Oda.
As always.
As
and
always.
We have an incredible episode today. We have singer-songwriter and somebody that I personally have been a fan of for a long time.
Same.
Martha Wainwright. She is part of the legendary Wainwright McGarrigle music family. She has these deeply personal songs and a very unmistakable, unforgettable voice.
Yeah.
Last year, 2025, marked the 20th anniversary of her self-titled debut album. So I've been a fan for 20 years.
Yeah, me too. Those songs meant so much to me back in the living room days.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they hit so hard. They were just had this intensity that really caught you in whatever moment in your life you were,
Yeah, her songs are, her way of performing and her lyrics, everything is it just really punches you kind of right in the heart or the gut.
All over. Yeah. In this episode, you're going to hear about what it was like for her to grow up in a family of musicians. Mm-hmm. You're going to hear a little bit about what she did with her time during the pandemic. And as always, incredible duets in a true, intense Martha Wainwright style.
She's one of my favorite singers.
She's incredible.
She really is. Yeah. She's an incredible soul. It was really fun. So I hope you enjoy this episode with our old pal, Martha Wainwright. There is some spicy language in this episode, so listener discretion is advised. It's not that bad, but just so you know, it's there. How long have we known each other? It's been at least 20 years.
Oh, no, at least.
Because did we first meet through JC?
I think so, yeah.
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 And then it was everywhere. We were just all over this.
Then it was all over the place, and also our good friend in common, Thomas Bartlett.
Yes.
And, I remember, stuffing your promo CDs.
Yeah. Oh, because of Shell, of course.
Yeah, at Shell's house.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and there was on a table, it was like the promo for Blue Note.
Yeah.
But it was I think there was just maybe 4 songs, or I can't remember exactly, but we were doing,
That's crazy.
It was really amazing, and it was amazing to be, present at that time. But beyond that, just clear on how amazing you were, but also how different you were than, because I was doing a lot of shows on, Lower East Side. And it was a lot of voice and guitar stuff and kind of singer-songwriter stuff. And then, what you were doing was different.
Well, I felt the same way about you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fan from that record. Is it a self-titled?
Yeah.
Yeah, Martha. What year did that come out?
Well, it came out in exactly 20 years ago in 2025, but it felt like it came out 30 years ago.
Because you were singing those songs, right?
Singing those songs, and it was kind of a long time in the making. It was almost 6 or 7 years of doing shows and making EPs and a cassette and trying to get signed, and nobody was really signing, or it was just kind of not certain for me. It was kind of, I was a little bit all over the place. So I was singing those songs, and there were a couple of versions of some of those songs kind of kicking around from EPs and things. So when it finally did come out in 2005, it was sort of it was like taking a big...
It was like having a baby.
It was there you go. A really big baby.
Really, really big baby. No, but I remember seeing you play. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw you sing with JC doing one of those tribute shows somewhere, but it wasn't until I really heard your songs and saw you maybe at the living room or something, and I was just in love.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I love that album, and I love those songs. It was really, I don't know if I've really ever told you this because it's always kind of crazy when we see each other and then there's a show and sound check and your family.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Try getting a word in.
Oh my God,
with those guys. Yeah.
I just stay and watch. I enjoy watching. But that album was a huge emotional sort of album for me. Mm-hmm. And so when I was listening back to it to record that song a few months ago and like, it really took me back.
Yeah.
It was a really important album for me. So I don't know if I ever really told you that.
Well, thank you. And, I was so caught up, and sometimes I'm still caught up in sort of the fact that it, did my career kind of like, not regrets, but sort of concern about, maybe I should have done things differently and maybe I would have had more success, or that kind of overrides the fact that the record was actually pretty good and a lot of people really, really appreciated and really, really loved it and the songs. And I was like, well, maybe that was the success of it. And I think it was more successful in many ways than I thought it was. Because when you're starting out, you just want to be, famous. And you're like, well, why aren't I on that television show? Or why didn't I, why can't I? And so you're just sort of kind of comparing yourself, or I was, to all these different people around me. And I felt that I was underachieving, and that was because of the record or because of who I was as a songwriter, or wasn't quite good enough and all that stuff. But then you just start to, or at least I have, as I've gotten older, and now I'm singing those songs a lot because it's the 20th anniversary. These are pretty good songs, and they're lasting, and it was a great time, and it was a great moment, and I did have a great career, and I'm still doing this, and I'm like, oh, actually, I should have been more, I guess, more proud of myself or more confident or something.
Don't you wish you could just take those things off of your little baby self and just like relax?
Yeah.
Back then?
Yes, I do. Although I do think that, yes, I do, because I think that my life would I might have made some better choices. But at the same time, I don't really have any regrets, in the sense that a lot of that insecurity and, not feeling good enough, or not feeling pretty, or not feeling all those things really did also feed the songs and were the kind of inspiration for the songs. And I think a lot of people identified with that, or that was their way. That was a way into the music too.
Yeah.
So,
no, I know what you mean. That makes sense. Yeah, but it's one of my favorite albums from that era. It was like my favorite album for a long time, and it was just a huge part of my life. Well, so you should be proud of it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Well, thanks.
But anyway, we've played a lot together, but I wanted to see if we should start with something we haven't played together.
Okay.
Would that be fun?
That would be fun.
Okay, Love Will Be Reborn.
Yeah.
I love this song.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, shall we try it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. I cried only one tear for us today, and I will wipe it away before the day breaks. And there is love in every part of me, I know, but the key is falling deep into the snow. So when the spring comes, I will find it and unlock my heart to unwind it, and love will be reborn, and love will be reborn. I take the throne and throw away the crown, and weave flowers in my hair from all around, and the injustices I've heard I will swallow, and reform the words to birds to undo the sorrow. will be born.
That was great.
Thank you. I wrote this song. I had made a record a few records ago, and it was like a classic Martha Wainwright record, like super autobiographical and really in your face. And those songs were kind of getting me in trouble.
With
my ex-husband or with whoever, you know what I mean? But
That's
specifically
tough.
that, and then you're just like, I really need to start to become a more a songwriter who's more strategic, you know, and writes from a different point of view. And I thought I should really write a song with somebody too, because that's really where a lot of successful songs come from. And I should really try this attempt at like trying to be more commercial. And so I contacted this friend of mine in England who writes a lot of songs with people. And I said, hey, let's try writing a song together. And he's like, yep, no problem, you know. And then I went over to his house in London, and we started playing. And he's really a really good musician, like yourself, and like really everything's very fast for him and easy. And let's go to the B flat, more not to. And I was like completely intimidated. And I said, you know what? Give me a little bit of time. Let me start something, you know, in my kind of quiet way.
Yeah.
Like make sure I have a couple of chords down, maybe like a line, maybe a melody, and come back. Go to the pub with your family. It was Sunday. Go have Sunday dinner or whatever they call it, lunch, you know, Sunday boozy lunch for 4 hours, and then come back. And he went to the pub, and I hung out in his London apartment, and I had tea, and I took a bath, and I tried on some of his wife's clothes, and then I was like, okay, I better like get on with working at this point. And I was like, I better get going. And it was a really hard time in my life. I was really depressed and freaked out and sad. I was newly separated, and it was a tough situation. And I picked up the guitar, and this song just flew out of me, which it never does. And it's like, and it's not that autobiographical. It is and it isn't, but it's more like imagery of like medieval English imagery and sort of openness. And then he showed up, and he's like ready to go. Like, nope, I'm all done. Thanks so much. That was so
worth
great.
It was totally worth it. That is
and he was
so
like,
funny.
you're done. And I showed him the song. He's like, yeah, you finished the song. I'm like, yep, bye.
That's beautiful. That's perfect.
Yeah, so
worth the plane ticket.
Exactly.
But it's funny because you say like it just fell out, and it's kind of imagery, but I found it super personal when I was listening to it.
What I will say about it is that, you know, it was very, very hard time, and I was on the road a lot, and the kids were with their dad, and we were going through this really difficult divorce, and I was, you know, I lost a lot of weight. I looked great.
I think I saw you in that period.
You know, I was just
in
like
Montreal,
you know, and I was really, you know, freaked out and really kind of depressed, and I was trying to write songs, but every time I would pick up a guitar, it was just so depressing, and so nothing was really coming out. But then I found that this song was so positive. I'm like, what is this? Love will be reborn. I'm like, where am I coming up with this? And it was almost like, it was sort of like a prayer or a mantra for that it's going to be better.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
That's how
you know?
how it feels.
So it felt good to sing it.
But not like personal details, but
Right.
more
But
like
just,
I'm going through
hope.
something
Yeah.
and I'm trying to move forward.
Exactly. It seemed really hopeful to me. So I was like, oh, God.
No, it
this
is
positive. Yeah.
But it's also, I want to hug you.
Oh, thanks.
Both things. And I also think that emotionally it got me first, but it's really interesting because the chord structure, you may not have meant to do this. You may have, I don't know, but you think it's an A, but it's really an E.
It's really an E.
But it really feels like it's an A
Yeah.
until the end. And then you're like, wait a second, what just happened? That tripped me out. It took me a minute.
Yeah. There's a lot of mystery in the keys of my song sometimes because I was so, it's not self-taught, but it was something where I didn't really follow the rules of music. And at the time it made my life harder not knowing music. But then I think sometimes it creates a kind of a weird mystery in some of the songs that I find kind of interesting now. But definitely it was not intentional, and it's all kind of by happenstance.
I think that's the best, though.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully.
I think so. I think when things are a little more thought out or contrived, you can tell.
Yeah, but then when you see people who really know what the fuck they're doing, that's always like, okay, that's really good too.
Well, yes, but
like yourself, you know what you're doing. I mean,
that's nice. I mean, I think it's better when they throw the rule book out, though.
Right.
Also,
Yeah.
And I think it's like language; you just learn it, and then you don't have to think about it.
Well, it was interesting growing up with musicians, and what I noticed with my immediate family, my two parents and my sibling, and also some other half siblings who play music too, like my sister Lucy, Wainwright Roach. I was surprised at how different our understanding and how we grasp music is so different.
Really?
Like Rufus, and I don't think I'm giving him away by saying this. He'll sit down, he wakes up and sits down, and he'll play something over and over and over, and it drives me crazy. I have to leave the house. It is one of the reasons I left home. But, there was just this thing that he needs to do, the dinky, 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 and it's just, and you can hear, and I go, and it's like this big voice, and I'm like, what? It's such a different way, whereas I'll sit down the guitar and I'll just it'll all be about line by line of what is that line saying, or what is that, so specific that way, or trying. And, my mom was a great, like yourself, she played really instinctively and naturally. And she was taught by the nuns too. So it was all in there, you know, but she played with a lot of feeling, and she could play different instruments. My dad, he just plays the guitar, and he really specifically plays his own way. So it's just like, what is it? Isn't it interesting that we all have this totally different relationship with how to learn the instrument and how to play it?
It is interesting because you all have played together in different scenarios, and they talk about families having this thing where when they sing together, it's just a special thing. And you and Rufus have it to the nth degree. But I find you such different musicians individually.
Absolutely.
Which is so interesting to me.
Yeah.
How you come together, when you do come together in those moments, it's like divine.
Well, I think I had to find my way, in the sense of I had to be an individual in a family of individuals too, because everybody was so kind of distinctive.
And you're also the youngest?
And then I'm the youngest.
That's a whole other thing.
And so I was like, well, if he's doing this, I'm going to take the guitar and go into my room and have this other approach, which, obviously it sounds a little bit more like my dad, and then you can hear the McGarrigles in there as well. But you hear also many other influences, of course, too. But it was this thing of the only way that I can, make it in any way is for it also to be distinctive. So you're sort of forced to be distinctive.
Yeah, well, you definitely are. I have always found you to be so unique, and I don't know. I've always just loved what you do in that way, but being at so many of your family shows where you all come together, it's just such a wild dynamic. Yeah, and it's so interesting how it is a family full of individuals. Yeah, and I had Rufus on the show, and he told me that you would sometimes, everybody would be in the room playing, and everybody would be having a party and playing, and you would just be upstairs by yourself and maybe, came to it later. But did you actually come to it later, or were you just up there sort of doing your own thing with music? Or did you ever reject it because you're the youngest in this whole thing?
I was doing it more secretly because I wanted to make sure that I could do something with it before presenting it. And I remember I presented 2 or 3 songs to Rufus and Kate. They were sitting together.
Your mother, Kate.
My mom, Kate McGarrigle. And so it's not that Rufus was like my father or anything, but it was sort of like presenting to your parents,
because he was older.
He was a little older, and he had been playing music already and writing songs, and I was his backup singer for his first couple of records. And I didn't resent it. I kind of loved it because it was like really specific, and he would give me these really kind of crazy, beautiful parts. But he was forming me as a singer to suit his music.
Yeah.
So I went into my room and would work on these songs, which would take a while. And then I finally presented these 2 or 3 really finished songs. And I think that they were both, he and my mom, kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what you've been doing, and they were they had a structure, and they had a story to tell. And I think that, my mom in particular was really, impressed, and she encouraged me. It felt like, because he was a few years older than me and he was so driven to do this, it was the focus was on getting him signed, and that was fair because he was working really hard. And my thing was going to take a little bit longer. I was going to have to do my own road. I was going to have to take my own path. Maybe I should have been a folk singer and been more like my parents. But I was a pain in the ass. I was also a little bit too rock and roll for my own good. And I worked with Rick Chertoff for a couple of years, who did Cyndi Lauper and Joan Osborne, and he really wanted to popify, and he was so generous, and I just kind of fucked it up. But in a way, I just sort of like, I want to do my own thing. It was just gonna be a longer path.
I get that career-wise maybe, but I don't know if music-wise you fucked it up. Do you feel like you fucked it up musically?
Well,
You did your own thing.
Yeah, I did. I realized that I really want to be a songwriter because with Rick Chertoff, he had worked writing songs like for Cyndi and John with like 5 other songwriters. Like they were crafting these songs that were potentially going to make millions,
Yeah.
And I guess I just wanted to do it my way, and I felt like, no, I wrote the song, this is what it's going to be. And it just sort of, it was a friendly clash, but it was just sort of like, okay, I'm not going to be the next whatever.
I think that's great.
Well,
that's very respectable.
it feels good now, definitely.
Yeah.
At the time I worried about it, but it feels good now, and I'm glad to still be playing shows.
Yeah. Well, the 20th anniversary has on this song that was when you asked me to do like an extra thing, and I think I was pretty quick to reply.
Yeah,
this song.
I was so excited about this. Yeah,
but I would have done any of the songs on that record because I loved it so much. But this song is just so emotional for me. Do you want to do it?
Yes, but I want you to do it.
You want me to do it?
I want to do it. I want to do it together.
Yeah, let's find a way to do it together. I just love this song so much.
You can go right in. 1, 2. Summer comes and rain falls away, but the very next day it seems the snow comes to stay, and you too will go just like the dog days do. I'll put on my hat, my gloves, my scarf to keep the cold apart. But there are no Heskla scars for the heart, just the cold wind that leaves its frosted mark. That I will always love you. Just a reminder to help you pave your pathway. The fall it cools, in the winter it snows, spring it rains, summer comes and you go.
it snows, spring it rains, summer comes and you go. Don't forget that I will always love you. Just a reminder to help you pave your pathway. The fall it cools, winter it snows, spring it rains, summer comes and you go. So when will we meet next time? When where will it be? On a platform track in an old movie. 'Cause time moves in circles and can leave you anywhere. Fall it cools, the winter it snows, spring it rains, summer comes and you go.
Beautiful.
Thank you. It's so, this is a really early song, so it's always and I'm sure you have this too, it's a good feeling when some of those songs that you write when you're a kid just hold up, you know.
Yes, agreed. And
Kids are smart.
kids are intuitive.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think sometimes it's funny as a songwriter, I feel like sometimes you go on different paths of trying to get an emotion, but really when you're young, it's just so raw and
Yeah.
exposed that
Yeah.
you can't help it.
Yeah, and then, you know, this is about, you know, leaving a boyfriend of a long time. Yeah, a long time being like 2 years, right?
Yeah, when you're young, that feels
Yeah.
like eternity.
It's like, you know, and so it has this kind of seriousness, but then of course, saying "Don't forget that I will always love you," you know.
Do you still love him?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
It's funny.
I did for a long time, and you know, it's interesting. The song actually was, you know, I life really does imitate art, you know, and
Yeah.
it was one of those relationships where, you know, he was my boyfriend, then we broke up, but then we just kept on for years getting together anyways, just because we had the connection.
Yeah.
So that's what, and so that this song applied, and I don't know, maybe I should. I mean, I'm now happily coupled with somebody else, so I don't think I should call this person.
No. Yeah.
To find out.
Yeah. No, that's cool though. I remember being on tour and listening to this album so much. And you know how when you're on tour, you can be lonesome sometimes and in your head. And this was the first, I feel like it was the first or second tour where iPods were a thing. So I could travel with all my music in a way that I could never before. And that was such a special year for me on tour listening to music. I was like immersed in music. Whereas now I'm too distracted
Yeah,
to
there's
be,
no time.
even though I
Yeah.
have it all on my phone.
Even there, it's all on your phone. Well,
There's too
some-
much on
There's
your
too
phone.
much, and
I
there's.
kind of want to go back to the like the
Yeah.
old original
I have
iPod.
some. I have an iPod that this great producer called Hal Wilner, who I'm
Oh, yeah.
sure you know, he gave me when we did a project of Edith Piaf songs. He wanted me to learn a bunch of Edith Piaf songs, which I did, and I made a record with him. But he put like 200 songs on an iPod for me, and I have that thing. It's just like my favorite thing ever.
You still
know?
have it?
I still
And it
have
still
it.
plugs in and works?
It still plugs in and works.
That's
yeah.
great. Do you ever write in French?
I've written a couple songs in French. I actually wrote a song in French on the piano, and the only time I've ever written on the piano is when I write in French, because I don't write songs in French and I don't play the piano. So I give myself a double.
You're just making it hard for yourself.
I'm just making it hard for myself. It sounds French. I sound like I'm in a trench.
That's too funny. Well, but why? I mean, you grew up in Montreal.
Yeah.
French. You grew. I mean, you.
So I speak. Yeah,
you
we spoke English at home, but my French is pretty good. I would go to
Okay.
school in French and then
Okay.
would speak English at home. But I think,
But it doesn't feel like.
well, I think songwriting is really easier in your mother tongue.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think also with French, it's it's such a difficult language that you kind of want to be kind of masterful with it.
Yeah.
Although I would say that I liked my one song in French. I thought it was pretty good. Falaise de malaise, which is cliffs of pain.
I
in
love
English.
that. It rhymes. Well, you get a whole new rhyme scheme.
Yes,
right?
exactly. It's fun. And,
That's cool.
yeah.
I guess I thought it was more even with English for you growing up, but
No. I mean, the ideal is to speak both, fluently, which I can, but one is always more the mother tongue, you know, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you're in Montreal now.
I am back
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there a scene of music there that you're in, or are you too busy?
Oh yeah, there's a scene. Well, I ran a club for years, a small
really?
club, a little club called Ursa, where it was kind of like the living room was the first one, and I would book bands, and I mean me and also some people that I hired to help because it was a lot. But except me and my partner Nico, we totally did the place up, and I was at the beginning. I was there all the time, and cooking food and serving food and cleaning the toilets and
my God.
mopping the floors,
Doing
and
it all.
and then after all, I was like, no. But the main thing that I did there is that the pandemic hit about a year after we opened, and that was really devastating. But I was also kind of like, I was really tired, so I was like kind of relieved to be closed.
Yeah, you needed a break.
Yeah, I needed a break, and all these kids, parents, there was nowhere for their kids to go in the summer because all the camps were closed. So I started a camp.
Oh, wow.
A kids camp. We were mostly outside in the park because of COVID, but we were also inside sometimes. And I would teach them music, and then I would hire, some other people. I couldn't do it all day long, so they would do other things, go to the park and have some physical activities and do some, tie-dye, do whatever, all sorts of things. But I would do about 2 hours of music a day, and I really enjoyed it. And I've kept that going. I have a choir
cool.
of small children.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the littles.
The little ones.
It's really hard to find that for kids because
Yeah.
I grew up in a church choir.
Yeah.
And I was trying to find a choir for my kids that was, when they were under 6.
Yeah.
And it was impossible to find.
So the kids that I have are 4.5 to, they range 4.5 to 12. But I'm not a choir master, so I at all, but I know some songs and I like to sing. So I either use a guitar or else I also have a friend of mine who worked as a piano player in a real choir who
Yeah.
can really help with the, do all the vocal exercise and everything and have a seriousness to it. And then I
Yeah.
can just sort of be like, let's do David Bowie or,
That's so
whatever.
cool.
Yeah.
That's rad. I
Yeah,
wish I wish we were in the same city.
Yeah,
I would
well,
come.
good.
Listen.
Yeah, I might need you to take over on
Heck
Mondays.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
I grew up in choir, and I feel like it's a real thing that not everybody shares who sings.
Right.
And did you sing in choirs, or was it more of a
At
family
school,
thing?
only at school.
Yeah.
But I think what it was is that I was trying to get my kids to sing, and so I started these choirs. But now, my 11-year-old has absolutely zero interest. Even
Yeah.
though a bunch of his friends are in it, he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare to him.
But do you think he's secretly writing songs in his room? I guess you don't know yet.
I don't know yet. I don't know. Well, I'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids they pretend they're not interested either.
Oh yeah.
But maybe they're really
Maybe.
not.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe they're really not.
I can't tell either.
I can't
No,
either.
no.
You want to do a song from your last album? Maybe
Yeah.
Body and Soul.
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
This is it came out last year.
Yeah. Okay.
A little before.
A little bit before.
Okay.
A few years ago. It takes me a while to put out records because I tour a lot, but also I always say 12 or plus Martha Wainwright songs is a lot. We don't need that every year, in the sense that they're very intense. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh,
they're
they're
kind of
intense.
intense songs.
They are intense
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
But do you feel like that's all you got? Is every few years a collection, or do you have a
don't-
lot of stuff that ends up not coming out.
No, I don't. I mean, I have like bits that don't end up being worked on, but no, I don't have a good discipline. I don't write every day, so I don't have a stack of songs, but maybe that's why some of them are kind of intense, because it seems like all that energy is going into one. Yeah.
Yeah.
At a
Do you
time.
sing every day?
Only when working on the road, but I end up singing every day because I work a lot.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I mean when you're home, not working.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
I wouldn't touch anything.
No, and I
or-
don't play an instrument either. I mean,
I forget to sing.
I feel
sometimes.
really bad about it. And what I end up getting really antsy, like when I'm not touring and I'm just at home for several months, taking care of the kids and doing life stuff, then I start to get kind of like nervous, and then I realize, oh my God, I'm not practicing. I haven't written a song. I'm not singing. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
And so I say, oh, no, okay, this is crazy. And I actually, because I have such a hard time, writing at home, because then you're like looking at the piles of laundry or the
Yeah.
emails that need to get done or whatever. So I started renting a cabin up in Woodstock, just to kind of get away, and I'll go there for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
Just try and do like 5-6 hours a day, just the guitar, like no recording devices, like
No,
not
just to
play.
write and
just
play.
to play.
Yeah.
Piece of pencil and pen.
Wow.
Pencil and pen, pencil and paper, and voice memo if
Yeah.
need be. But
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good that you have that.
just sort of.
Yeah. It's easy to forget. I forgot to sing to my children when they were little babies. My mom was like, "What are you singing them to sleep?" And I was like, I don't remember. I forgot to sing.
I know,
I'm
was like-
so tired. I'm not singing.
And my eldest kind of liked singing. He was okay with it, but my youngest, I remember I was holding the baby in my arms, and I'm like, sort of like this, and looking down at him and singing, a little lullaby, humming something, and his little hand came up and put it on my mouth, like, shut up. And I was like, okay.
He's the black sheep. Yeah, he's definitely not
Just
into
like this
it.
beautiful little hand coming towards me and right on my lips, like, stop.
Message received. That's too funny. Yeah, sometimes I'll sing around the house, maybe because I'm trying to learn something, because usually I don't.
Yeah.
But and my kids will be like, "Mommy, stop singing." I was like, "Man, if only you knew." I'm like,
Exactly.
this should be cool.
This is where people
Some people pay me to do this.
putting the bread and butter on the table.
Damn it.
Do you want to go to camp this
Yes.
summer?
Do you want to go to camp? No, they don't. They don't ever want to go to camp. Oh my God.
God, you're gonna have to send them to camp if you don't let mom work. You're gonna have to work at camp.
I will sing.
Okay, I have to tune this thing down.
Oh,
This
do you
song.
use open tuning on it?
It's a kind of a fake open tuning. Yeah,
Okay.
I drop the E down to a D.
Oh, that's
and
it. Okay.
Both E's go down to a D.
Nice.
Run into the chapel, yeah. Light up every candle, yeah. Oh, I fall to my knees, I say, God, please, what can I do? 90 seconds later, yeah. Both hands round my neck, I plead, oh man, take your hands off. What can I do? I've got an 800 number where to call. I've got an 800 number where to call. They ask me if you cause the fall. Instead, I tell them my dream. You're lying. You're dying. Oh, I'm holding your hand. slip, and yeah, oh, I wanna let go, from my body and soul, from my body and soul. Days later, yeah, running to the chapel, yeah. Oh, grab, can I take the kids' shoes? I'm living the blues. I changed my luck, so changed my number. Slumber. I started smoking again. Ah, I had another dream. We're kissing. We're touching. I'm touching you. Touching me, I'm touching you, I'm touching you, I'm touching me. Oh, but I'm bleeding. I'm screaming. Oh, my fingers are slipping, yeah. Oh, I wanna let go. My body and soul, yeah, my body and soul. Up on my butt, don't fuck with my kids. You can take my money, taking my house. You can take my honey. Your angry inch got the mighty punch, but oh, I got my body and soul, 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 soul. My body, don't fuck with my kids. You can take my money, you can take out my house, you can take my honey. Your angry inch backs a mighty punch, but whoa, I got my body and soul, 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 soul. I'm not. I got my body and soul, yeah. I got my body and soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy song, but it's fun.
It is not an easy song, but it's actually kind of a free song as well.
Oh, yeah, it's very free.
Super free.
And it's hard. As I was going, I was like, oh, I definitely don't play these songs, especially that one, like they are exactly on the record, because it was really like a performance.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a performance.
Which you can hear, in
it
the
was
recording.
Just now. Yeah.
So it's more that kind of like, whoa,
I think I found you. I think I found it.
You did.
But
you did.
What a great song.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love this one.
Thanks so much.
It's a journey.
It is a journey.
Yeah, it really is.
It is a journey. And
I love the way it ends too.
yes, exactly.
Don't fuck with my kids. You can take my money.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, it's personal song, but it's also a little bit on the extreme side. I think, it sort of references maybe some, aspects of abuse, and so I always worry that people think that that I'm saying something, that I'm revealing something, but that's it's not exactly the case, but I did definitely, I think all of us, not all of us, but sometimes I have had this feeling like of maybe I was more of a victim than I really realized in some ways or something.
Yeah.
But then also trying to, don't do that, take control of the situation.
Yeah. I think This is the time in our lives where we all are realizing that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially raising kids and seeing things through different eyes,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. Well, it's a deep song and it's intense. And I love it.
Oh, good.
I love it. I think it's funny what you said about Martha Wainwright songs are intense and you can only handle 12 every few years.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't want one of these records like every year. You'd be like,
I don't know
oh
about
my
that.
God.
I don't know. It feels pretty good to hear it.
Oh, well, good. Well, thanks. You know, and I tour a lot and I play a lot because these are kind of also songs that you go out to see live too.
Yes,
you know
they're
what
very
I mean?
live songs.
So it's not always like, they're not like tune it on in the radio and you have it in the background. You know what I mean? These are those kinds of albums where it is kind of a little bit more, of an emotional journey, and that is really oftentimes like really. Although I love recording, and I have fun with it, but we get down to the nitty gritty when I'm on the road, and also it's fun just playing them on the guitar because they're all written this way. But oftentimes, not often, but sometimes I have musicians, and on the records there's backups and there's sounds and it's fun and it's great. But that's not how they are written, and it's certainly not always how they're performed.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of covers?
I do.
I know you do the Piaf stuff.
Yeah, I did the Piaf stuff. Right now I'm working with this woman named Karen Hopkins who used to run BAM.
Okay.
And she is a huge Laura Nero fan.
Oh, I love Laura Nero.
And she's been for 10 years trying to get me to sing Laura Nero. And we would be out in Montauk at Rufus's house at dinner, and she'd be like, Martha, you have to sing Laura Nero. And I would just kind of roll my eyes and get annoyed, like, why can't she book me? Like, I want to play at the BAM. Like, why do I have to sing Laura Nero? And she finally convinced me to do it after years of kind of badgering me about it. And I started listening to the music, and it's really fucking hard.
It's really hard.
It's really hard. It's really hard to sing. Mm-hmm. I'm not playing the piano. I'm just singing. Thomas Bartlett's playing the piano, and we're trying to become one.
Yeah.
Because the piano is such an important part of it. But that's really hard.
Yeah.
And it's kicking me in the ass.
So you're doing like a whole show of all her catalog?
We're doing 10 songs. It's like Martha's songs. You don't want. More than 10. I'm like, oh my God.
They're intense too.
They're intense, and
they are.
Her vocal range is crazy. And some of them you just want to do exactly as she did them because you're like, how could you even do this differently? And then other ones are like, let's change the feel on this a bit. But I'm gonna need vocal rest. But that's gonna be like a run, which I'm also sometimes excited about. I played Vegas recently for the first time, and I was kind of like, I did not like Vegas per se, but I was like, you can kind of see why people would want to do like a nightly show.
Yeah, you can just do it.
You just do it.
Go hit the crap tables and just hang out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that. I don't know if I could do that.
But do you ever do runs like 3 nights or?
I mean, anytime I do a gig in New York, I used to do so many bars, with all our mutuals and I feel like now I'm just tired every night. And when I'm home, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
But then we're in New York City, and I could have a gig every week, maybe, or a few nights a week, and then that just like gets me stressed.
Right.
Right? But being on the road somehow.
Oh, no, it makes it much easier. It makes more sense.
You're in that mode.
It makes more sense.
So, Do you do a lot of local gigs in Montreal?
No.
Never, right?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's hell.
Yeah, it's just like then you're actually feeding the kids dinner and having to go to a gig.
Exactly, totally.
Instead of just in gig mode.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird double life.
It is.
Well, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Do you want to do one more song?
Sure, absolutely.
We had talked about doing Talk to Me of Mendocino.
Oh, yes, oh my God, I'm going to put this guitar down.
Yeah? Okay. This is your mother's song.
This is my mom's song, but also you sang this song.
Yeah.
When my mom died 15 years ago, Rufus and I did a couple of concerts and had the most incredible singers singing these incredible songs, and you sang this song, and it just it made it easier, and to see her music go on and to have you sing it was just like really really, really moving. So thank you for doing that.
Well, it's a beautiful song, and I was honored to be asked. I grew up with this song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I already loved it.
Yeah.
Before I met all of you.
Right.
Which is also special to me. And then getting to meet your mom at those few shows, you know, and she told me she wished her name was Norah.
That's right.
Which was so
That's
cute.
so right. Yeah,
she like grew up that way.
So
like,
she was a bit of a naughty child. I think they called it Saint Vitus dance. Sounds like she had ADHD.
Yeah,
but
probably.
They called it Saint Vitus dance, or the nuns did. So she was a rascal or whatever, but she always wanted to be named Norah. Her name was Kate, and my grandmother, her mom, Gabby, would say, "Now, if you are good, you can be Norah." So she had this alter ego where she was a good child, like a nice, sweet
That's
child. And
so
then they
funny.
would call her Norah and be like, "Now, we want to talk to Norah now," you know, and then that's how she was able to be Norah, was
That's
by
so
being
funny.
good. And Kate was bad.
oh no.
And her
There's
first,
some deep psychological
I know,
shit
her
in
first
there.
email was Norah wannabe.
She
Yeah,
told me
yeah.
that, and that made me laugh so much.
Yeah,
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
Do you do her music ever when you're playing?
I do nightly almost.
Yeah.
It seems silly for me to be up on stage and not do a Kate and Anna song because I
Yeah.
can, you know, because they're just so great.
They
you
are
know?
great, yeah.
So I'm like, why wouldn't I?
But it must be a nice connection to have.
Of course.
Now
I
that
mean,
she's
it's
gone.
just such a. It's a way to feel a little closer to her, but also to just celebrate her.
Yeah.
You know, and them, the two of them.
It's
you know.
beautiful.
I bid farewell to the state of old New York, my home away from home. The state of New York, I came of age when first I started roaming, and the trees grow high in New York State, and they shine like gold in autumn. Never had the blues from whence I came, but in New York State I caught 'em. Talk to me of Mendocino, closing my eyes, I hear the sea. Must I wait? Must I follow? Won't you say, come with me? And it's on to South Bend, Indiana, flat out on the western plains. Rise up over the Rockies and down on into California, out to where but the rocks remain. Let the sun set on the ocean, I will watch it from the shore. Let the sun rise over the redwoods, I'll rise with it till I rise no more. Talk to me of Mendocino, closing my eyes, I hear the sea. Must I wait? Must I follow? Won't you say, come with me? Won't you say, me.
Beautiful.
I might have cried a little on the inside.
Oh, good. Good.
Love
Thank
you very
so
much.
I love you too.
And thank you so much.
Yeah.
Honored to have you here.
Well, right back at you.
Yay. Yay. Oh, that was so nice. It was so nice to see her and sing with her.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, goosebumpy.
Yeah, she's the best.
Yeah.
If you want to know the songs we played in this episode, the first one was Love Will Be Reborn from the album Love Will Be Reborn in 2021. The second song, one of my personal faves, was Don't Forget from her album self-titled Martha Wainwright, which was released in 2005. The third song is Body and Soul from Love Will Be Reborn as well, 2021. The fourth song, another one of my favorite songs of all time, was Talk to Me of Mendocino, which was written by her mother, Kate McGarrigle, and released on Kate and Anna McGarrigle self-titled album from 1975. It was also recorded and released by Linda Ronstadt on Heart Like a Wheel, which was released in 1974. Special thanks to Martha Wainwright for joining us today. And we'll be back next week with The War and Treaty. Norah Jones is Playing Along as a production of iHeart Podcasts. I'm your host, Norah Jones. Recorded by Matt Marinelli, video by Kay Loggins, mixed by Jamie Landry, video editing by Marcus Rutledge, additional video by Heckmore Media. Audio post-production and mastering by Greg Tobler. Artwork by Eliza Fry. Photography by Shervin Linez. Produced by Norah Jones and Sarah Oda. Executive producers Aaron Wong Kaufman and Jordan Rentag. Marketing lead Queen Anaki. Thanks a lot. See you later.